Are you using the right piece of content for the message you're trying to elicit? Welcome to another episode of All or Nothing. I'm Brett Campbell. It's funny, I catch myself. I don't know if you'd call it ADD, because it's easy to call it ADD, but
it's definitely a disability.
You'll get an uproar now of people who have disability there. People who have disabilities. Man, the world's becoming so fucking PC. Have you seen what they're doing with the Gold Coast, the Commonwealth Games? They had a 80-page textbook, which I think is good. You know, it's a process to give 15,000 volunteers. You can't call a policeman or a policewoman. You have to call them a police officer.
Well, and see, they're saying the announcers aren't allowed to say ladies and gentlemen. They have to say everyone.
But the guy now they actually trying to promote and recommend that you say folks, like the word folks.
What?
Yeah, like, hey folks, hi folks.
Why?
Because I guess that's an American thing, folks. I don't even know why, because the American even in the Commonwealth? No, they're not even in the Commonwealth. What the fuck's that about then? The interesting thing around that is, give me a second. It's interesting. But that's fucking really cheap.
A few moments later.
That's what happens when you're trying to you're getting them behind the scenes, man. I'm fucking working. I know people go, just stop for 2 minutes, address the camera. Don't worry, that's what I'd say to you as well. But I ain't you. I remember my mum said, don't do as I do, do as I say. I think that's solid advice. But I think there's a lot of people out there who do as I fucking say, not as I do. There's a lot of that. Yeah, we've got another meeting out of the office. Let's do a leaving montage. Let's just create like a Brett leaving type thing. So every time I leave and you forget to film it, we'll just go, leaving the office again.
Look, up in the sky. Super yeah. Why DC more verses? Make a wish for a purpose.
How's this? So we just met with someone and they just sent a meeting saying, gents, one of the best meetings I've had and the energy was awesome. I really look forward to what we can do. Really good vibes. I like it when you talk to people with the same synergy, with the same values list, and the conversation feels like you were supposed to have had that conversation. That's where the people who aren't really connected to the universe go, F the universe. You know, but that shit happens to me daily now. I'm one with the spiritual being of the verse. I think it's super important in business, making sure you're doing business with people that align, the companies that align. I had a conversation yesterday afternoon, last minute type conversation. Everything this person was saying, I was like, I'm sure this is a stitch up, it's the perfect thing, the sweet spot, everything that we can do, we've done, doing. I think the more you, without sounding woo-wee, the more you can succumb to the fact that every single thing is happening the way it's supposed to be happening, more goodness arises because you allow that, you allow the shit to be there. And when you dress through the shit, all the goodness comes.
So what about
Don't ruin the moment, bro.
No, I'm not continuing. I'm continuing it. It might seem like everything's sort of just happening, but you've put yourself in this position.
Of course, and but any position can, like if we go back to episode 50, me smashing my toe against the wall, that happened for a reason. I talked to a really good friend of mine. We're very, I guess you would say, a spiritual people in the sense of connected to the universe. We truly believe that things are happening for a reason. If you look at it metaphysically, injuries and things can happen for certain reasons, and if you look at them on a deeper level, it just makes so much sense. Me smashing my foot was just hey Brett, slow down a little bit, mate, which it did. It made me fucking put my feet up for a good week. But things like that happen. Sometimes it feels like it's not good, or it might be shit, or it might be bad, or it might be a negative experience, but every single experience happens. Like if you ever lose a client, there's a lesson in that. There's something that you've missed. There's something that you may not have done, or maybe it's just something that you couldn't serve or you couldn't do. When I lost my first ever PT client, I was like, what? Why would you leave? Why would you leave me? What have I done wrong? That's what I first thought. I was like, what have I done wrong? Right, all your child abandonment issues pop up. What do I do? Don't leave, daddy. And it's not a joke. That's just my issues. So I can joke about it, when I've experienced it. But anyway, the whole point is, doing business with people who really align with you. The ones that are like, should I really do this? Should I enter into this relationship? You just know. And when you allow yourself to know, it just makes things so much easier. If you ever need to do a test on any funnel, anywhere, anytime, this is how you do it. Because you don't want to pay fucking $4,000 to do a test, right? It was funny, when I first started in the online space, I was doing test purchases with my own money because I didn't know you could do actually test credit cards. So I was putting through my own credit card. Other than ads, which will be the bulk of it, what content are you putting out there to position you as this? Which you already are putting content out, but it's us just being a bit more strategic about what and why. I think the majority of your content, dude, should just come from video, and then get a transcriber to turn those into blogs. Yeah, you can find someone on Freelancer, you can go to rev.com and get it transcribed, but then you're gonna need someone to maybe touch it up a bit. There's definitely resources out there. Like, mate, I haven't written a blog post in probably 18 months. And I personally right now don't plan on it at the moment. We're just doing videos, video. People are starting to consume videos. Facebook are turning into a video site. We want you to have something like your own show, something that's continuous, something that people will come back to and want to watch, you know? So it's just thinking about, let it filter through. There's obviously, like I say, there's many pieces to the puzzle, but the good thing is the puzzle's already been made for you, like really has. We can just improve on that puzzle and add your spin. That's the beauty of this, you know? Imagine trying to figure it all out without having something that's already been done, you know? That's why it took me fucking over 18 months to really tune it, you know? Are you using the right piece of content for the message you're trying to elicit? Because the question is, should I write blog posts? Should I do videos? What should I do? Ideally, in the perfect world, do both. Do every modality, because there's some people who just love reading, there's some people who just love videos. I personally am more of a video person. However, when it comes to buying products, I do not like video sales letters. I will not sit through a 60 or 90-minute webinar to then find at the end there's a special offer to buy a product. I'd much rather have it written so I can scroll through at my own leisurely pace, which is generally look at the bullets, what do I get? Cool, okay, I can justify that, buy it. Now, that's in a sales perspective. That's actually when you're trying to sell something. But if you're just trying to get eyes on people's eyes on consuming your content, it's what is the actual piece of content about? And does it get the message across that you want? So let me give you an example. If I was using something where I'm talking about a heap of different stats, or I needed to use images, illicit images that are profound, I would have it in a written piece and allow people to be able to consume it. Like if you're talking about some things in your video that's quite complicated, in the written format it can be very, very beneficial to have it there so people can reread it 5 times. You can't, even though you have the ability to rewind a video, who does that? So really you got one shot, one opportunity.
He sees everything you ever wanted
to make an impression. With a blog post, people can scroll back. I mean, I do it all the time. I'll reread something 3 times. Oh, okay, now I get it. All right, maybe that's just because I'm dumb, but it gives you the opportunity to do that. So it's the juggle of which one do you use? In most cases, in this day and age, video can get across the message very, very well, but there is something about the written piece as well that can really, like if you're going to do something like a list format, like here's 25 of the best ways to do X. A written blog post on that is going to be perfect formula for it versus doing it on a video. All right, so it allows people to scan and look at number 8 and 5 at the same time and do whatever they want with it in their own mind, versus on a video, it can be a little bit different. So what I then do is go, okay, if it's both, should I use both? What would I rather do? Tell you what I'd rather do. I'd rather speak to it on camera and then bang, it's done. Let's go and use it. Right, versus sitting there and writing. Even though I do enjoy writing, I mean, I've written a book. If you haven't yet got your copy, head over to Amazon, head into your local bookstore, might be sitting on the shelf. It's funny actually, when we went to America, when we launched this in October, I went to, was it the Barnes & Nobles? There's a big one in the Grove in Hollywood area. And I went in there, I typed it on, I was like, Brett Campbell sold out. I was like, oh, I could have gone and got it. Anyway, side note, see, get distracted. You can't, could you imagine trying to have that in a blog post? So if you're trying to really elicit a certain emotion in your piece or your content, video can really do that. Music, ready? Cue the music. I've made this a lot harder for you. I'm gonna do a lot of that this year. I'm gonna test your ability. I wanna add zigzags and all this shit. I want this to be the most compelling, because this is what we're talking about, right? Video can be compelling. If you're still watching this, you're obviously interested in this, right? Or you're just really bored. Either way, good on you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. But I think at the very least, what we need to start with is taking the brand play that you're gonna play on a bus. We need to at least put a certain amount of those dollars into positioning the brand, the community that this is providing to the Gold Coast people. At the very least, like I said to you, you put the 20 grand on a bus, or you just put the 20 grand on one image, and that's it, without split testing, without doing all the different targeting. You're gonna be far better off for your dollar spent anyway. And I think that's the first step. The advanced things can come later, but at the very least, you need to put your marketing dollars into the social side. Yeah, a funny thing, we were talking to someone today, and they just referred someone to another agency in Brisbane. Conversation went along the lines that they were talking to this person we were talking to, and they said, oh, there's just no agencies on the Gold Coast. That's a perfect example, because I know there's a lot, but they're not making enough noise. We haven't even started our marketing, so we're not really even seen yet. But when we do start our marketing, there's gonna be a lot of noise. Everyone in the Gold Coast is gonna know that Campbell Media exists, whether they want to use us or not. They're gonna know, because you've got to put your flag up and you've got to be known. People take for granted like they think everyone knows. No, not everyone knows. You know, you do, because you're in the vortex of it every single day. You see red, right? What happens is, for a lot of us, and we get caught into this vortex, so we're in the digital marketing vortex now. So I know that there's a lot of agencies, but the person out there looking for us potentially doesn't. Yeah, and there's no bus driving around with digital marketing, get more leads, build your business happening, right? Because it's not where people are hanging out. Christmas stockings are down, time for a new tradition.
Yeah.
Good.
Are you gonna pack down that tree?
I'm not. Fucking hell. It's not my skill set. Are you spending your money on the right areas? If you're doing fucking radio and bus advertising, like I said to who I had a conversation with today, I framed it like this. You could spend 20 grand, say for the year, you could have half a fucking bus beautifully designed up, right? You'd be better off putting that image, whatever you've got on the bus, on Facebook, highly targeted to a specific audience, and put the 20 grand just into that, just one, before you even go and do different variations and test different groups and test different cost per clicks and link clicks, all of that shit. You'd be better off to do that. Well, number one, you're able to put your message in front of the right people. On a bus, you don't know where, like, yeah, the bus has a route. I presume, and I'm only presuming, I don't know enough about it, I presume you could select which route, maybe select what bus. Highly doubt it, they'll just fucking throw it on some buses. Yeah, your bus is cruising around areas that your clients don't even live in, you know, or your clients aren't even from. It just is a reiteration that businesses are not up to date with the power of social media right now. We talked to a company yesterday, multi-million-dollar company. They're scared to move into social media. I mean, I get it, because they're not used to it and they don't have a team member, and the person in their team don't know shit about it, you know. And this isn't an attack against someone who doesn't know shit about it, because they're just doing the best with what they got, right? But the reality is, there's far better ways to be able to spend your money on advertising and marketing and branding than throwing it on a bus or having a 15-second radio announcement. How do you track it? How do you track, unless you say, did you call off the radio? Or someone says to you, oh, I heard your amazing radio ad. That just doesn't happen. I know someone who actually created a radio ad and they put like 15 grand into it, and he goes, I don't think we got anything from it. So how do you know? Oh, we don't know. Exactly. So that's it, that's a wrap. Another vlog down, 2 down this year. Woo, on a roll. Good day today. Had some good conversations, good results coming through. It always helps me sleep at night, you know. That's it. Yeah, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet subscribed. Check out our past vlogs. We're gonna do another episode what day is tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Another episode of, guess what? Notified. I was going to come up with that. And on Wednesday, Notified. Looking forward to that. Got some really hot topics of conversation to talk about.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I do. No, I'll find something.
Yeah.
No, I do. A lot's been happening. So looking forward to that. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for watching today's vlog. If you would like to tune into another episode, hit the video on your left, and don't forget to subscribe by hitting the link on the right.